Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
Welcome back. And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Monday, the weekend that was highlighted by not only Scottie going back to back, but the New York Rangers completing a week's worth of 5 games, winning 4 of them, and kicking the Islanders' ass yesterday afternoon. What a performance. We will get into all of that. A great time with you and Michael yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
Couple Irish pubs, Colony. Was a great time. And then here we are, Monday. We have Gaming Corner looming, Tony, on Wednesday.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Tonight at 12, I can download it.
Let's fucking awesome. Go, dude.
So riled for that. And then we are about a week and a half away from attending Mets opening day as well. Yes. Which is crazy. I mean, if you really, if you think about it, I think this stretch right now is probably the most exciting stretch just in terms of events and stuff for us since the sports started.
No, yeah, I totally agree, dude. And I can't, like you said, a week and a half. Yeah, I can't believe how close it is now. Like, what? Kidding? Yeah. Oh,
so definitely really pumped for that. And we do have some of the most loyal fans in the business pumped as well.
Yes, we do. Of course, they're all pumped for us. Josh B with the let's go. He says, fuck the fish. Let's fucking go Rangers. Brunson is that dude. Hashtag TC, hashtag sports TTV. And he says, hope nothing is seriously wrong with Lindgren's knee/sheet leg, dude. Yeah, actually, it's kind of crazy. Looking at that hit, I'm sure we'll get into it.
Lower battery injury, they said.
Yeah, definitely the knee, dude. I was watching it this morning. Kind of like a weird
ACL. How are you?
Who knows, dude? It was
meniscus, potentially.
Probably. I feel like it was like a weird hyperextension. Well, I'm sure we'll probably watch it afterwards.
Can come back from strokes,
dude.
I mean, Lindgren should be able to come back from this.
No, I'm not worried about that. He'll probably miss some time. I don't think it'll be that drastic. Michael Buckter also in the house. Good morning. Lakers suck ass, he says. Can't wait for March Madness in a few days. What's the phone number to call in? ? It is on the ticker, I think. Below, it should be coming up soon.
Give it a sec. Yes.
And there it is, dude. Yes. It is
Tony.
that number, Michael. Be calling it around 10:45-ish, he says. And don't think I forgot about Tatum. He can work at Stop and Shop any day, and the kids knock down the food, so that way he has to pick it back up again.
Then did he not see the short, though, Tony? We put out a nice short, special message to Michael. And here he is starting with it already.
I know, but I would imagine, when he calls in, we'll settle it all. Okay, dude?
Yeah.
Speaking of settling it all, Kev Dew in the house. Let's go. We want the smoke. Shout out to the Yankee boy and DTV crew. Bang.
Let's go, Kev Dew.
Just like that.
Kev Dew, Josh B. Fantasy draft looming, I guess.
Tomorrow,
I guess
unofficial?
it's tomorrow at 8, so I'll have to be pulling a little double duty, but I think I'll be back from dinner because I have dinner at 6:30 in Stanford. But I feel like it's not it'll be close. But obviously, I could set my Q key or I don't know. You know what I'm talking? Actually, you don't do fantasy really, so you probably don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, not really.
You've never when you because Shell was the most recent, right?
Yeah.
How if you're drafting, you could select a couple guys just in case
right
away and
yeah.
For you. I'm saying I could do that if need be. I think I did a pretty good job of drafting on the go yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think for the fans, let's do a rundown of the roster.
Absolutely, dude.
So we'll go from draft order now. I know it's a little risk. I couldn't help it, but I took my guy Aaron Judge at the top of the draft, 11th overall selection. We went Tatis, 14th overall. Michael Harris, 35th. Ellie De La Cruz, 38th. Paul Goldschmidt, 59th. Bobby Miller on the Dodgers, 62.
Yeah.
Gleyber Torres, contract year. So excited for him, pick 83. Alexis Diaz, also known as Edwin Diaz's brother on the Reds, 86. Michael King, 107.
There we go.
Clay Holmes, 110. Pete Fairbanks, 131.
Hell yeah.
Craig Kimbrell, 134. I know a little dicey, but Orioles, a lot of save opportunities, I'm sure, if he doesn't blow all of them. Christian Javier, I feel like a bargain at 155 overall. Jose Alvarado at 158. Jose Leclerc at 179. So 6 closers looking to corner the saves market, Tony, in a head-to-head category league. And then Bryce Miller on Seattle. Jarren Duran, a guy that me and Riley are pretty high on, the Red Sox center fielder, 203. Jackson Holiday, I know you like that pick at 206.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Pena, 227. Kind of interesting with him. Underwhelming year last year after being the star of the postseason for the champion Astro team from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think there's an opportunity there to have a breakout year. JD Martinez, will he be on the Mets come opening day? So I took him in the 20th round, 230. Brian Hayes, son of Charlie, former Yankee, was on the 96 Yankees, 251. A guy that I think could have a breakout year as well if he's healthy. Seth Lugo, the former Met at 254. And then last pick of the draft, Logan O'Hoppe. One of my favorite selections. Getting him last round, starting catcher, owned in 70% of the leagues. I mean, I feel pretty good, no?
Yeah, I would say so. Owning 70% of the leagues, that's nice, dude. I'm kind of surprised at that, to be honest.
Yeah, because I think people like to value catching position, but I think if you don't invest too highly, especially you hit on a guy and he does really well, I mean, it sets you apart. Like, especially like hypothetically, if Francisco Alvarez this year hits 40 home runs, like the difference in having him with 40 home runs and then having another catcher hit like 16, like that's a big difference.
Oh my God, it's huge, dude.
So yeah, I feel like that worked out pretty good.
Alvarez.
And then Josh B saying that's not set, might start on official opening day. We will see.
Well, there you have it, dude.
Yeah, so either way, Josh, we'll make it work. But definitely excited about that. Also in my open, I forgot there's just so much going on. Oh, well, first of all, which team did you like better, that team or my first team?
I feel like I like that team a little better.
Really? More balanced?
Yeah. And I love the fact that you have a lot of closers.
Tons of closers, tons of steals, too.
Yeah,
Michael Harris,
steals,
Fernando Tatis, Ellie De La Cruz.
That's awesome.
I think they'll get some
Trey Turner. Did you Trey Turner?
No, remember that was I was debating that. Yeah. But I do also have, did I get anybody else for steal? Oh, Duran, I think, can steal a couple of bags as well as Brian Hayes, which is valuable. He had 10 steals, I guess, last year, but didn't play a full year. Jeremy Pena steals a couple. I really hope Jackson Holiday gets the call soon.
That would be sick.
I think he's one of the most hyped, almost like the most hyped prospects since Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
In terms of before he made his debut.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to think really anybody
From
else.
Minor leagues.
So what? Last year, 4 levels hit 323. Slug 499 and stole 24 bases. So he brings that element of speed as well.
Yeah, that's great, dude. The stolen bags.
And how about a bonus, Tony? Finished this past week was the last week of the fantasy basketball regular season.
Wow.
I end up finishing in 3rd place.
Stop it, really?
Yep. And 6 teams out of 12 make the playoffs. So I'm first 2 get a bye. So I'm playing the 6th seed. So it's technically the quarterfinals. So I'll have to win 3 weeks in a row to win the grand prize. I don't think there's 3rd place, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I have to make it to the championship round to cash here. But really like my team, one of the best teams I've ever had. And I'll take myself against anybody in this.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
Fantasy sports, Tony.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely brings another element.
Who's the basketball league with?
Basketball league is my friend Tyler, who you haven't met. He moved to Florida a couple years ago, so he's not usually around. But yeah, me and him back in the day, hours outside one-on-one basketball, 3-point shootouts, knockout, 2K for hours, and he would always kick my ass in 2K.
Really?
Really good 2K player.
Better than Michael.
I would say it would be a good game. Let's just put it that way. Good matchup. So good stuff on that front. And then I was going to say, we're talking about all this stuff. NCAA tournament, the selection is out. Providence and the Johnnies staying home, Tony. Only 3 teams from the Big East, making the NCAA tournament. And St. John's taking it a step further, declining the NIT invitation. So no postseason basketball. I think it's Patino, a little sour grapes.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a mistake because I think the NIT is a building opportunity. It's tournament games. I know it's not the NCAA tournament. You don't want to be in the tournament. I get it. But I think just to gain more experience and some traction for next year, I think it was like he's looking at it like we should have been in and we're better than the NIT. That's what it looked like. So that was a surprise. Providence was a little bit of a surprise as well. But the problem was there was a lot of teams getting in that weren't supposed to get in and wouldn't have got in if they didn't win their conference tournaments. One of them being Chokery's alma mater. 5 wins in 5 days to win the ACC tournament. One of the most impressive performances we've ever seen in the conference tournament, rivaling that of the Jimmy Valvano-led run way back, I believe, in the 70s. They had the 30 for 30 Survive in Advance. If you haven't checked that one out,
it's a great one.
Highly recommend it. So they stole a bid. Also, Oregon winning the Pac-12 championship. They weren't going to be in, so they stole a bid as well. So those are a couple teams that took bids away from teams, like St. John's and Providence. Of course, UConn winning the Big East championship Saturday, dominant 16-point win over Marquette. They are the number 1 overall seed in this tournament, which is really not a surprise. I mean, I think all year we've seen they are, the most dominant team. So they get underway on Friday. They're actually playing at the Barclays Center on Friday. I believe that game is 2:45 on Friday. They will be matched up against Stetson. So I guess what we'll do, starting tomorrow, we have the first 4. Those don't, affect bracket picks too much, but I think just to give us a little more time to prepare, we'll do our bracket on Wednesday. So that's always always a good time.
Always a good time on Wednesday.
And the first 4 is Wagner against Howard. So Wagner, a local field. I think it's in New York, isn't it, Tony?
Wagner?
Yeah, almost positive.
Wagner College.
Yeah.
It's on Staten Island.
Okay. Have you been to the campus?
Yeah, dude. Actually, I have been to the campus. I toured there and I was looking for colleges. Nice historical. It's an old college, so you get the old feel for it. It's perched up on the hills of Staten Island, so it overlooks. You get the Hudson River, whatnot, stuff like that. You're looking at, so pretty dope.
Are they in Shoe's conference?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
NEC conference.
So stealing a bid from Shoe, only 16 and 15.
Bid blew it, dude. Shoe blew it.
Should have been in the tournament.
Yeah. They literally, I forget what game it was.
Probably a semi or quarterfinal.
Yeah, I think it was. And they had like a 15-point lead, blew it.
Yeah. Freddie tight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. That's tough. So that game will be 6:40.
Let's go. Staten Island, baby.
On True TV. So an opportunity there. That's what these first 4 games do. They give programs that never make the NCAA tournament and never would win an NCAA tournament game a chance to just do that. The battle of the 16 seeds. We also have Virginia, who was upset by NC State in the ACC tournament. They're matched up against Colorado State. That'll be the second game of the Tuesday doubleheader. That one 9:10 tip on True TV. And then Wednesday, Grambling State and Montana State. So that's your 6:40 game, followed by Colorado and Boise State, which is a good matchup. Right now, Colorado 2.5-point favorites in that game, and Colorado made a run to the Pac-12 championship game, ultimately losing to Oregon. So they will get a chance to earn their way into the round of 64.
Hell yeah.
Which will begin Thursday.
That's dope.
First game, Mississippi State. The 8-9 matchup at Mississippi State, the 8 seed, going up against Michigan State, the 9. Right now, Michigan State and Tom Izzo, 1.5-point favorites in that one. A team that usually doesn't get in as well, Duquesne, will play BYU the next game at 12:40. So good to see them in the tournament. Just looking for, other notables here. The other number 1 seed was North Carolina. Their game is going to be at 2:45. They play the winner of the matchup against the 16 seeds. You also have as a, as a 1 seed, did they only go? Okay, so I guess they're the only 1 seed playing Thursday. And then Friday, you get the UConn game. And then you also have Purdue. They're going to play one of the winners of the first 4 games. So that game 7:25 on Friday. Also, Houston is a 1 seed. They're hosting Longwood, 24.5-point favorites in that one. And And then also, too, a popular team, James Madison. Remember earlier in the
Oh,
year,
yeah.
there was a thing with the bowl game and all that stuff got lifted. They went actually 31-3. So basically, I think the same exact record as the same exact record as UConn. They're a popular upset pick as a 12 seed over number 5 Wisconsin. So that'll be a good game as well. So some good games in the NCAA tournament. Really excited to do that and do our bracket selection on Wednesday. So that'll be a good time for sure. Now, moving along here, we did also have the Players Championship wrap up yesterday. Really got to watch, a decent amount of coverage every day in the performance of Scottie Scheffler. Going back-to-back wins in terms of, last week and this week, and back-to-back at the Players. Only player in 50 renditions of the Players Championship to win back-to-back. Not even Tiger or Jack was able to do that.
Wow.
He cemented that yesterday, shooting 64. So he shoots 8 under
Let's go, baby.
to close out, to remain world number 1. A one-shot victory over Brian Harman, Xander Schauffele, Wyndham Clark. Wyndham had a birdie putt lip out on 18.
Dude.
Otherwise, it would have went to a playoff, which would have been something.
Did you see that putt?
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
And, I think, though, it's one of those things where even though that is tough for Wyndham, but the way Scottie battled, he deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard a lot of people, though, like, fading Clark a lot, saying how his whole career has been like nothing but disappointment, and this is a culmination of
But
it.
are you
He
talking about
choked.
from full swing?
Wait,
Is
what?
that why you're saying that? From full swing?
No, I'm saying people are talking, because I was, I watched the video on Twitter and I just like looking through the comments.
Oh, okay.
People are tight at him, honestly. Think he's,
but I think that's ridiculous. He won Wells Fargo last year, won the
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Open, won Pebble Beach. I mean, how much more do you need him to do? He finished second in this tournament. I think he's a great golfer.
I guess that is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Right,
Why? I mean, why would people have that take though? Like, what?
I guess because other
has
than
he
those,
blown it a lot?
Well, I mean, last year was him coming on the map. He didn't
Right.
really have much success before that. But it was wait, you only watched the first episode of Full Swing?
Yeah, just the first one.
Okay. There's a good one with Joel Damon I was watching last night. Later on, it was funny. So you'll like that. But yeah, I think that's ridiculous. But I think it is just simply because he didn't do too much winning before last year. But it's like, if you look at what have you done for me lately, Wyndham Clark has been a force on the tour the last year plus. And the thing is, he's 30 years old, and we're almost coming up on a year since his first win on the PGA Tour was that Wells Fargo Championship. So he was at it a while, lost in a playoff in 2020 at the Bermuda Championship to Brian Gay. So it took him a while to win, but now that he's here, I feel like he's established himself. Didn't play the Masters last year, was cut at the PGA, and then tied for 33rd at the Open Championship. But I think he will definitely be in play at Pinehurst at the U.S. Open. Anytime, U.S. Open courses, we talk about it all the time. One of the hardest, that there are, no matter what venue we're talking about. So putting is big, and Wyndham can putt with anybody on the PGA Tour. So, I'm very surprised that they said that.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's crazy.
But now in terms of Scottie, Tony, I mean, the fact that he's the first one to go back to back, he wins Bay Hill and Players back to back. Now I don't know how many people have done that, or if anybody has. But put it into perspective with Scottie right now. I mean, is this something that we haven't seen in quite some time? And do you believe there's a chance for him to really, next couple of years be in the conversation with the all-time greats?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of crazy because I was thinking about it even this morning. I feel like, last season of the PGA Tour, I feel like we were kind of talking about that about John Rahm, like the way he started out his season, and it's like, oh, could this guy really be, the next big golfer? And obviously going to Live Tour definitely changed his trajectory.
I mean, we'll see what he does in Augusta next month.
He obviously has opportunities to prove himself, but I mean, even the second half of last season, that pace he had, he just didn't keep up. Where it seems like Scottie is continuing to get better.
Right.
You talk about Wyndham Clark being able to have some skills at putting. I mean, look at how Scheffler's really I guess like breaking down some barriers there for himself. I mean, I feel like we talked about him even in the beginning of this season. Yeah, top 10, great top 5 starts, always
Had
consistent, but
one.
always tough with with the putting. And now we see him kind of figure out in the last couple
He
of
made
weeks.
some long putts
And
yesterday.
he changed his putter, I believe. I may even gotten a different, putting coach. But I know for a fact, changed his putter, changed how he approached putting. And now he's 2 for 2 since then in tournament, which is kind of ridiculous. Like you said, at hard courses, and doing things that no golfer has ever done. I mean, I don't know. It seems like that there's really like no ceiling here for Scottie. So I mean, like again, it's all in his hands at this point. If it continues to play like this, I mean, it's going to be very difficult for other players to dethrone him. So, yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy for sure.
Well, yeah, and I just feel like too, since Tiger's run, we've had guys that have gone on runs, but the difference, like you just said, is that they weren't in the top 10 every single week. I mean, it's ridiculous, and that's what makes you think that he's going to be able to do it. And it is interesting too. I don't know what it is. Like I'm high like for major season this year on Brooks, on Cam Smith, but for whatever reason, Tony, I don't feel that way about Rahm, and I don't know if it's like you said because of the way he closed last year. Now he did finish second at the Open. But like we said, didn't win down the stretch. And then here he hasn't lived. He hasn't won yet. And you just feel like it's like the motivation isn't the same. I mean, and I think, isn't it reported that it was like a $400 million contract?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, do you think that, how do you feel about him contending in the 4 majors this year?
I don't know, dude. I mean, again, the skill is obviously there. I can't really say I've watched a ton of Rahm this season too, because, I haven't really watched much Live, but I don't know. I mean, just judging by how he carried himself on the PGA Tour, I don't know if he has the mental game to keep up with that pressure, and I think that's why he went to Live. Because the fat paycheck and everything, but it's also way less pressure, not as many eyes on you for sure. And like we said, it's guaranteed money as well. So I think he is probably going to be one of those golfers that are an example of being fat and happy over there for the Live Tour and not having that competitive edge. Not to say he's not looking to win still in the PGA Tour, I'm sure, but I don't know. I don't know if his level of intensity can match what the PGA Tour golfers will have going into some of these majors. So I would say he ends up underwhelming, like maybe even like missing the cut type of underwhelming.
Now, but do you see that long term, or you're just saying in the immediate future?
I would say immediate future right now. And again, I mean, it's going to fall on his shoulders on whether he can pick himself out of there. I don't know what the Live, again, it's tough to say too, because you don't really know what the future of Live Tour is going to be looking like. The merger, I'm not even sure how long his contract is with Live Tour. And are golfers not like, are they allowed to come back to the PGA Tour if they sign with Live?
They're going to be once the merger,
right?
But until then, I don't think so.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say what opportunities he's going to have to, I guess, kind of pick himself up out of that ditch. But I don't know. I guess I'd like to say that I would lean towards him eventually making a comeback. I would say, yeah.
I think it's one of those things. Once he gets a taste, that'll kind of propel him. We spoke about it a couple weeks ago, but it does seem like there is a little regret there. On his end, just that he's missing like the players in Bay Hill and the bigger tournaments, and playing, stupid courses in Las Vegas and, going to Hong Kong. And I think it's it's not the same buzz.
And then, like you said, they just don't have the same draw the PGA Tour does. I mean, I think, the PGA Tour very much so is like the prestige, of golf. Like,
right.
I don't know.
But I think the merger, they'll iron everything out where everybody's playing together within, I think, 2 years. It should be quicker than that, but I just think the legalities, all that stuff, that's kind of my time estimation.
I mean, look how long it's taking right now.
Right.
Right.
Like, exactly. Also, too, Scottie Scheffler here, now second all time in terms of for this tournament, lowest score. Greg Norman in 94, 30 years ago, shot 24 under. Scottie goes 20 under. And how about this, just to show you how purses have grown, since 1994, 30 years ago. Norman at that point made $450,000. Yesterday, Scottie Scheffler makes $4.5 million, just to give you a little perspective there. But a great Players Championships for sure. And I believe, Tony, it's now 6 golfers that have won more than one.
Is it 6?
It's either 5 or 6. Actually, I have it right here because I'm on the Wikipedia page here. So multiple winners here. It's 2, 4, 6, 7 actually now.
7 now. That's crazy.
So Jack, Fred Couples, Steve Ellington, Hal Sutton, Davis Love, Tiger Woods, and now Scottie Scheffler. And like I said, the only golfer to do it back-to-back years. But yeah, really, really one of my favorite tournaments. That course is impeccable.
Yeah.
I'm sure Thorne had a hell of a time.
Yeah, he said it's like his favorite tournament to work. That trophy's nice.
And I'm looking here too.
Yeah.
I guess one of the reasons why they're talking about Wyndham choking, he did finish second last week to Scottie as well.
Oh wow,
maybe that's what they're thinking.
Yeah. And he 5 shots up, right?
Yeah, that is true too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, you look at his rounds: 65, 65, and then 70, 69. I mean, not terrible, but I guess 5 under on the weekend.
Yeah.
And Scottie alone yesterday was 8 under. So that was the difference, in the tournament. Ludwig Aubert with a top 10. He finished 8th at 14 under. Matsuyama, another strong finish here, tied for 6th with Siwoo Kim at 15 under. And then Joel Damon. Tied for 11th with 12 under. So
was that your sleeper pick?
Was
that last week?
No, it might have been last week. Yeah. I don't know why I'm like forgetting who.
I forgot who you even picked. Did you pick Xander to win? Yeah.
No, I picked Hovland to win. Which obviously didn't turn into much. Yeah. You also had Rory really taper off here. Shot 65 on day 1, was amongst the leaders, and then went 73, 69, 72 to finish.
What happened there, dude? Because we were following him on day 1, golfing so well.
I think they said he had 3 doubles.
The hell is that? 3 double bogeys. Gin and tonics? Like, what are we talking? Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he needs a new swing coach, a new mental coach, whatever it is. But the first day of the Masters, I believe, is on what is it? So it's the 11th. So you basically got 1, 2, 3 weeks from 3 weeks from Thursday will be the Masters. So
better tighten it up.
Time to tighten it up. Any early feel on Augusta, Tony?
I don't know. Let me see who I had winning it before.
I know I had Brooks. I'm trying to think.
So you did have.
You
Brooks.
maybe
I may have had
Scottie,
Hovland, honestly, or honestly.
No, I think you had Scottie.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta go back. It's quite a few pages back. Let's see. I didn't think it was that. It'd actually be freaking hilarious if I do have Scottie winning that. The Master. Yeah, I did have Scottie written down. You have Scottie winning the U.S. Open. I have him winning the Masters.
By the way, sleeper was Justin Rose.
How'd he do?
I think he might have missed the cut. But I mean, not a he was 3 over, so he missed the cut. 77 in round 2. Jimmy Stanger had a nice tournament.
Did he actually?
Let's see where he finished. I know he played on the weekend. Tied for 35th, 6 under, so respectable. Also fired a 69 3 under yesterday. So
that's nice.
But I mean, I think you have to be feeling pretty good having Scottie locked in for the Masters, honestly.
Yeah, dude. It was cool to see him go back to back too. I mean, that's so sick.
That's
dude.
Tiger-esque.
Literally,
that's
dude.
Like what we're all searching for on the PGA Tour. Do you think though, like let's say hypothetically he wins like, I mean, let's be like realistic. Let's say 2 majors this year. I mean, do you think, and then and then wins another 2 next year? Like, do you think that'll do anything in terms of like eyeballs? Like if he starts winning like a ton?
Yeah, I do think so. Again, you want to talk about, you know, how Tiger kind of captivated the eyes, you know, of Americans, not even just golfing, you know, fans. So, I mean, I think any athlete in any sport, if that, you know, it's definitely going to cause attention to it. And I mean, you know, again, depending on how dramatic some of these wins are, yeah, I think it'd be great for golf, great for him, and it would certainly get national attention. Yeah, dude.
So I believe there's 3 tournaments in between, Valspar this week where Domac was on vacation in Palm Harbor, Florida. That's at the Innisbrook Resort Copperhead course. And actually Xander is playing in that field. There's a couple higher ranked golfers playing, but I believe Scottie's doing the Houston Open next week and then taking off for the Valero, which is a tournament before the Masters, and then ultimately we'll be playing in the Masters on the 11th. So
Love that.
That's the schedule coming up. We'll preview Valspar on Wednesday. And I just wanted to take a look at this. Like I said, I know Xander's in the field. I'm trying to think who else in terms of world golf ranking here. So Xander, Brian Harmon, Keegan Bradley, Jordan Spieth, Sam Burns, Cameron Young, Nick Taylor, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, Minwoo Lee, Sanjay Im, Eric Cole, Lucas Glover, some of the notables there. So I think for a tournament that follows back-to-back, big tournaments here, I mean, I think this is a pretty strong field.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, who are you going to pick right now? Like,
early
comes to shove, dude.
Lean, I think Schauffele being the number 1 player in this field is too convenient, especially coming off a second place finish. I'm kind of thinking Keegan Bradley. We haven't heard from him since the Travelers in terms of winning. I could see him winning this tournament. What about you?
Oh, wow.
I mean, obviously we're not locked into these, but these are just initial feels.
I honestly, I don't know, man. I feel like Xander is just like,
yeah.
Dude.
What is he going to choke it?
Again, early lean. I would say Xander.
Okay.
I would go chalk.
So we'll see. We'll take a look at that on Wednesday. Let's go now to the world of the National Football League. Ooh. Oh.
He wants Jefferson, climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick 6. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. Mahomes escaping on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones. Oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right. So a surprising trade. I believe it went down on Saturday, Tony, as the Pittsburgh Steelers acquire quarterback Justin Fields from the Chicago Bears for a 2025 6th-round pick. Based on playing time this season, could be as low as a 4th-round pick here, depending on how he does. This really shocked me. I was thinking minimum you would get a definitive 4th-round pick that would be in this year's draft, and it seems like the Bears overplayed his value and probably had better offers, but had to settle on this one with so many other quarterbacks off the board.
Why do you think the Bears, like, what happened? Are they just a bad organization? They just misvalued him?
I think they were thinking 2nd rounder because, I mean, this guy was, a 1st-round pick.
Right.
He's 25 years old. Has shown flashes of greatness, especially his elusive running ability.
Right.
So I think that's what it is. And then, teams moved on. You had deals like Minshew, like Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Those took away jobs. Tyrod Taylor as well. So you didn't have too many teams needy. A lot of teams are waiting for the draft as well. So I think that's what happens. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is probably the most impressive overhaul of a quarterback room I've ever seen from a team, especially when you consider what was given up. I mean, Russell Wilson having a veteran's minimum salary at $1.5 million. Justin Fields, a 6th-round pick or a 4th-round pick next year, not even this season, to have those 2 guys on board, to cut, to rip off the Band-Aid with Kenny Pickett, sending him to the Eagles, letting Mason Rudolph go, as well. I just think those moves were just really, really strong ones. And like I said, I just feel like the fact that they didn't give up much, I think the perfect scenario and one which they're hoping for a successful season out of Russ this year. And then Justin Fields takes over the reins the following. I think that is the plan right now.
I think it's a phenomenal plan. Do you think Justin Fields, do you think he develops into the quarterback that the Bears thought he would be?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of Wilson, you think too?
Because of Wilson, but really because of Mike Tomlin as well. I just think you go from a Bears organization that's always lacked structure, and just, organization, technique. So I do think he'll learn a lot from Russ, but then Tomlin, will keep him in check. And I just think he's going to thrive there. And I love the idea, like just see everything from the sidelines for a full season. I feel like that's going to change so much, and just see how a quarterback who's won a Super Bowl before, been to another, does business.
Do you think the Bears are better off without Fields at this point?
I'm not like crazy about Caleb Williams, to be honest. And I mean, if I were them, I don't know if for a 6, I might have just kept him as my backup. And I know they're just worried about like any type of controversy or anything, but you got to do what's best for you. And I think 2 other teams were interested here, but they wanted to do him a solid. Is Michael Buck here calling?
This is Buckta right here. Do you want to get in there?
Because he's pumped for the Steelers, I think too. So
honestly, I hope he talks Steelers. Michael Buckta, hold on 1 second. Just putting you through on the board.
What's going on?
Stand by. Definitely connect. Okay, cool. Okay, bang. Mr. Buckta, you were live on the sports port, bud.
Wait, why is there an echo?
Hey, Barnes.
Oh yeah, Michael, if you could lower the wherever you're watching the episode from, just because we're getting a little loop back.
Sure. Of course. Yes.
Okay, here we are. How's it going, man?
Oh, hey, it's going good. It's going good, guys.
You're pumped for the Steelers.
Oh, I'm pumped about this Justin Fields trade. I'm pumped about that.
I mean, I think they didn't give up anything, and they have a guy, who really, I think he'd be a pretty good quarterback on the fringe within a couple of years of being a top 10 quarterback, because we know what he does running. It's just about, getting a more consistent passing mind. And I just think that sitting for a year is going to do him a lot of good.
I agree with you, Barnes. And Barnes.
Yes.
So I wanted to discuss that Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are going to have a lot of weapons to go to.
Yeah, no, and I know they did trade Deontay Johnson to the Panthers, right?
Yeah, they did.
But you have George Pickens, you have Jalen Warren and Najee Harris in the backfield, and then Pat Freiermuth, is he still under contract?
Oh, I think so.
He got injured last year at all, or no?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But I think they're gonna pick up another receiver.
Yes, I think so too.
My brother-in-law Chokery, he's a Steelers fan, and he thought they were poking around for Justin Jefferson. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
Yeah, I might thought that Mike Williams is visiting other.
Oh yes, Mike Williams, a former Charger receiver, Carolina, and the Jets. I know he was having visits with. Steelers are on that list as well.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir, Orange. Wait, how about that defensive line with a signing of Patrick Queen?
Oh yes, that was a big move, and obviously he's going to be motivated. Switching rivalry teams here, going from the Ravens to the Steelers.
Yep. So Barnes, so it's going to be Queen, Watts, Hayward, and Alex Highsmith.
Yeah, no, and the Steelers always historically have a strong defense. The talent is there for sure. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the draft. What did you think too? Were you happy with the Pickett deal? You move up in the third round a little bit.
Barnes, I'm happy about it. because I think we're in good shape once Russell Wilson does retire.
Yeah, and I just think, you're set with Fields. There's just no need for Pickett, and I don't think his value was getting any better. If anything, I think it would have gotten worse.
Yeah, because he probably could have been a dog shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And I was just trying to see I feel like there was some other deal, but maybe not. But yeah, I guess the Mike Williams rumors. So we'll have to see. Draft obviously next month. Are you riled for UConn getting their NCAA tournament underway Friday versus Stetson? Number one overall seed.
Blowout.
And I mean, no reason.
Blowout.
I just see no reason for UConn not to make it back to the Final Four and defend their title.
Yeah, I don't see it either, honestly. Yeah, I don't see a reason why they can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, but I think also I do like just their road there, and then starting so close to home there at Barclays Center.
Yep. And Barnes, and if Tony is there. The Lakers suck, by the way.
The Lakers or the NBA in general.
God, the Lakers are like a laughing stock of the league right now.
It's not good. Not good.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, we had golden opportunities to go and win that game Saturday night, but nope, they fucked it up.
Yeah. I mean, I know too. I mean, you get to the playoffs, anything can happen, but you just feel they've shown that they have no consistency. So it's like, how are you gonna win these tough series? And right now, they would have the play-in game against Dallas. I think they would. Oh no, because is it? Okay. So it's 7 plays 8. Winner gets the 7 seed, and then loser plays the winner of the 9-10. So yeah, we would have to play Golden State. Obviously, they just beat the Lakers, over the weekend. Yeah, so I mean, it's not looking good. I mean, if they go on a run to finish the year, maybe they can move up higher in the standings. I mean, technically, they're only 3 games back of the 6th seed. I think that would change things if they can avoid the play-in. The play-in will spell trouble for the Lakers.
Yeah, and plus, and now we have to see Jason Tatum as a number 1 seed now.
Yeah.
I'm pissed about that.
I forgot, Tony. You said that who did you say was going to win the championship?
I had Mavericks.
I thought it was the Mavericks facing off against.
I had them against Miami.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But this is kind of what they do, lingering on. What was that, Michael?
So you're telling me that Tony's got the Heat going all the way to the finals?
When we did our preseason predictions, I had Miami, Dallas.
Yeah. Hey, Barnes, what is your Final Four prediction?
Final Four, I just actually had because obviously, you think about best teams, but then also it matters, where they're lined up. And it's interesting too. I mean, I think only one time we had all the 1 seeds get to the Final Four. So usually, that doesn't happen. But obviously, give me UConn. And I know they had a disappointing loss to NC State in the ACC championship game, but I think North Carolina can get there. I think they can get there. And then on the other side, I think we're not going to see either 1 seed, which would be Purdue and Houston. I think they end up, falling short. So I'm going to say as a sleep, give me Marquette as one of the Final Four teams.
Wow.
And then,
wow, dude.
And then, you know what? I'm going to say, and it doesn't make sense based on the way they've played this year, but as a 5 seed, give me Gonzaga getting to the Final Four, which I believe is in Phoenix, Michael, right?
Yes, Barnes. Yes, it is. And
Glendale, Arizona.
Barnes. And honestly, Barnes, I see Kentucky going all the way the national championship game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could see that. Now, any chance, a little local feel here, that Yale can pull the upset over Auburn?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That
Wow,
probably
Barnes.
will be a
Wow.
pick of ours on Wednesday.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna happen?
I love that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
remember it happened
yeah.
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yale won a tournament game. So yeah, that's a potential upset spot. And like I said, James Madison is a sleeper as well, Michael. They could potentially make an Elite Eight.
Yep.
I think they could beat Houston.
Ooh, I don't know about
Tough
that,
matchup.
Barnes.
I mean, it would be in the Sweet 16. But obviously they will have to beat Wisconsin first.
Yep.
And then I guess
Obviously.
beat Duke as well, unless Vermont picks them off.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I could see Purdue losing in the Final Four to Kentucky, honestly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then potential first round upset. I could see NC State picking off Texas Tech.
Yeah. I can see it too, honestly.
Yeah, watch out for Wagner College too.
In the first
Yo,
four, Wagner.
Wagner, baby.
Yo,
So
we're gonna have so many hoops to watch.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna be so
I
fun.
can't wait. So
I
obviously
can't wait, man.
playing games start tomorrow and then first day of the tournament on Thursday.
They do.
Um
Barnes, I see that on the sports person on the phone, Mr. Buckta.
that's courtesy of Tony on that one.
By the way, guys, I want to give a shout out to Kev and Josh B.
Let's go.
Nice,
let's go.
dude. Love to hear it.
And before we let
They
you
are
go,
home dog.
before we let you go, Michael, who is UConn
Yeah.
going to be facing in the national championship game?
Kentucky and UConn to win by 8.
Wow. Okay, so that was
Wow,
a
win by 8.
rematch. I'm trying to think of what year that was.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess it was 2014. Yes, so it'd be 10 years later.
When UConn with the 7th seed.
Yeah, and Kentucky, weren't they like an 11 or something? They were a high
No, Kentucky was an 8 seed.
They were an 8 because they beat
yeah.
Wichita State, who was undefeated.
They did, yep.
Yeah. So way back when.
And also not to mention UConn was down 16-4 in that of
against Florida.
Florida,
Yeah,
yeah.
me and Matt were watching that at UConn.
Oh, I was nervous, man.
Yeah, no,
I was nervous at first, man.
that was what you would call crazy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy.
so can't wait for that, Michael. We got to
Wait,
run
Barnes,
though.
wait, Barnes.
Yeah, last
Wait,
question.
buddy,
What do you
hold
got?
on. So I got 2 more things. So just to let you know, I will be home for spring break. So I'll be home for spring break. Start March 28th to April 6th. So if you want to watch some March Madness, I would love to.
Yeah, I'm sure we can work that out.
Yeah.
And
I
what's
don't care
number
where.
2 here?
Tony Barnes, I want you guys to tell Tatum to get the fuck out of the NBA and tell him to work at Stop and Shop.
Okay. We
God, I hate that
will
guy.
do our best there, Michael. We will do our best there. But as we said in the short,
Okay.
we have to love,
You guys
though.
are-
That's true.
Well, you guys are
He
amazing.
doesn't want it.
No,
And,
we
I
appreciate it,
support you
Michael.
guys.
We appreciate it.
Thank
We
you,
appreciate it.
Michael.
That is
Can you okay, and please tell Matt and Michael hi for me.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
We will. The one, the
Okay, cool.
Have
only.
a
Michael
great day,
Buckta.
Michael.
Have a great day, Michael.
Talk to you later.
Talk
You
to you
guys,
soon.
bye.
What a call. What a legend. But let's go. Excited to see UConn repeat. I know Tony is hoping for a first round loss. to
No, I
Stetson.
am not, dude. I am
The
not.
Johnnies aren't in the field, but I still think you would prefer anybody else but UConn to win.
Dude, I want us to have a perfect bracket. That's what I want,
Okay.
dude. All right.
All right.
I
all
want
right.
to win that.
We'll see. So
Wagner.
yeah, that'll be fun on Wednesday. But let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle break. That's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink wide. Made the full split save.
Are you kidding me? Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pasternak,
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
right. So a successful weekend for the New York Rangers, winning their games on Saturday and Sunday. Starting off in Pittsburgh, a 7-4 victory. A very much back and forth game.
Hell yes.
Jonathan Quick getting the start in that one. But obviously, I mean, 7 goals. We haven't seen that too much out of the Rangers this year. And how about Artie Panarin? 5 points.
Haven't seen that in a while.
Haven't seen that in a while as well. So he picked up goals. His 37th goal of the year. Was it just
38th?
Oh, and 38th. Oh, yeah, on a power play. And you also had goals by Kakko, his ninth, Adam Fox, his 12th. And then Zibanejad, his 21st. Keandre Miller, his 8th. And Chris Kreider, his 33rd. And, this is a game that they were up 2-1, then 3-2, and then ultimately win 7-4 here. 1 goal by Pittsburgh made it somewhat interesting, late into the third period, but Kreider's empty netter there in the final minute, completely icing this one. So kind of an interesting game. I definitely didn't think that there would be this many goals scored. I think we both had the under, but
Definitely.
Obviously 7 goals is 7 goals and a win is a win. So I would say a lot to like here.
I would say a lot to like. I mean, again, it's so interesting to see a game like this, which would be a premier matchup, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like, coming to this game, you expecting the Rangers to kind of pull out the Penguins. And I mean, again, like you're looking at this match a couple of years ago, you would never think the Rangers score 7, in a game against the Penguins like this, especially, not having Crosby or Malkin or Letang on the score sheet for Pittsburgh. You did a great job in shutting down their stars. And honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, the Rangers didn't play great hockey. I mean, they got outshot 38-28. Were terrible in the faceoff circle. Probably one of their worst games in a while from the faceoff circle, only winning 42% of their faceoffs. But they did capitalize on the power play, 2 for 3. I feel like that's probably one of their better games this season on the power play. We know that they struggled for quite a big stretch. And even so, to have that 66, power play conversion percentage, very high for the Rangers. But I mean, I think, the scoring the 7 goals, though, that's not anything easy. You saw some great goal scoring. Kakko, started off the scoring, I believe, for the Rangers. Zibanejad had a power play goal.
Both of them scored yesterday.
Yeah, and both of them scored yesterday.
So looking
exactly to heat up.
Yeah.
Finally starting to heat up, it seems. And I love, dude, both games, Kakko on that third line. It gives him so much opportunity with the puck. And I think honestly, he's even heightened that line up. Brodzinski had a great game yesterday. We'll get into it. But that's exactly, I think, the type of reaction you want, that Laviolette was certainly looking for out of Kakko. Like, oh, don't be like discouraged that you're getting moved off the first line or the second line. You may be getting less ice time. Take that as an opportunity. I mean, you're on a line with other players that now you're, where you were sharing opportunities, scoring opportunities with other players, like Zibanejad, like Kreider. Now you're kind of being looked to as that forward on that line to score. And again, 2 goals this weekend. Like, what do you know, dude? So yeah, I think it was great. Miller too. He scored, and he scored yesterday, I think, as well. Another player who scored 2 goals this weekend. He's definitely understanding more so of when to kind of be more aggressive as defenseman, get into some plays, looking for offense. And then Trocheck has been just still lights out. He had a phenomenal saucer pass over a defenseman that gave Panarin I want to say his first goal, I think it was. So yeah, the chemistry between this team yesterday and specifically for this game too, it's been great. And Jonathan Quick, I know maybe a little bit blip there for him in terms of stats, 4 goals given up. I still think he was a big reason why the Rangers never didn't have the lead. I would say Pittsburgh never had the lead because they were tied, obviously 3-3 at one point. But Quick had a great game. He had some great saves. So I mean, it seems like he's still playing pretty well too, which is great because God forbid anything happens, it's great that we have Quick there. And you said it, I think, yesterday. We're 11-1 in back-to-back games this season.
0-1.
11-0-1.
Yeah, so only losing in the overtime.
Like, that's sick, dude.
Insane.
That's a great stat.
No more back-to-backs, really. Yeah. And they don't do those in the playoffs, or what?
No.
Okay, so no back-to-backs in the playoffs.
And I mean, again, look at this stretch was fucking crazy. I mean, it still is. We still have a tough stretch ahead, but like however many games we had, 5 games right last week. Crazy, dude. So
and isn't it like approaching some record of like being in that top spot in terms of like how many consecutive days?
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Something like that. Because I think it's been probably since like last year in terms of like the calendar year that we've been in that spot.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what what it is, but nevertheless, it's good. So you love to see that win Saturday, and then quick turnaround yesterday. The Rangers deliver again for Josh B's birthday. Happy birthday, of course, to Josh. He gets that Ranger win, a 5-2 win over the Islanders. And it was nice to get this one, especially because, you think back to the last time these two teams played, the watch party, the stadium series. It was tight. It was down to the last second. This one was tight, but the Rangers were able to pull ahead in the third period to cement this. And Igor played a lot better. You think back to the last time they played, we were kind of calling, maybe should they have pulled them, this and that. And they get off to a poor start with a shorthanded goal by Bo Horvat. But the Rangers answer back. That was the only goal of the first period. But second period, 27 seconds in, we mentioned Mika going back-to-back games.
Yeah.
He had his 22nd goal, so that tied it at 1. Will Cooley, 10 minutes later, with his 12th. That made it 2-1. But Horvat did tie it a few minutes later for his 29th, second goal of the game. 3 goals against the Rangers this year. And I know his stats, they were saying in the Garden, are pretty ridiculous. Tied it at 2, but Johnny Brzezinski on an assist from K'Andre Miller and Alex Wenberg made it 3-2. So Brzezinski's 5th. And then third period, 2.5 minutes in, Kakko gets his 10th goal of the year to give the Rangers a 2-goal lead. And then Laffy ices it with his 19th goal of the year, smooth sailing the rest of the way. And next thing you know, the Rangers are now 45-19,
so sick,
including an impeccable 24-8 at the Garden, and have won their first 2 games against the Islanders. This year we'll have 2 more in April. But always good to get these rivalry game victories and to win 4 out of 5 games this week. Especially you had the 5th game won if you didn't collapse against the Lightning. So it just puts into perspective what a run, Tony, the New York Rangers have been on.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. And, you mentioned some goal scorers you don't see a lot of. I mean, Will Cooley yesterday, even Kaapo Kakko too. I mean, that bottom 6 is exactly what you want. Jimmy Vesey had a phenomenal game there. To give that line the boost it needed, to get Kakko a goal. That Cooley goal, I think the Kakko goal and the Brodzinski goal were all like wrist shots. And I think it just shows like a tremendous amount of talent from both of all 3 of those players, have the opportunity given to them. They do have the ability to score. And like I said, I can't be hyped enough for Kakko right now. I think you could continue to see him do better. And honestly, because of that, because the way Jimmy Vesey was playing too, I think you're going to see that line, be pretty significant in the postseason, at least looking to them. And of course, seeing Brodzinski too. I mean, that's great. Again, 4th line. A little bit up in the air when Rempe comes back and stuff like that. And it's also interesting to see what Laviolette would want to do. Because even that 4th line where, Cooley's been moving around a lot, so is Brodzinski. So, it should be interesting to see what he does there. But, you said it, Igor, great game. And, going into that third period, I think it was a 1-goal game, I want to say. And I looked at Mike, I was like, hey, listen, dude, historically, Islanders blow it in the third. They had no offense, give up 2 goals. It's just that's just the Islanders, I feel like, all season where third periods just did not show up.
Especially on a second of a back-to-back. I don't think they've won any of those games.
No, I don't think so either. So it was great, dude. It was a great game. And Sorokin did play well. That first period, like you said, goaltender's game for sure. That shorthanded goal was just so odd, dude. I don't know what. Yeah, the angle was weird.
Yeah.
Igor, I think, just didn't see him, lost his stick, was complaining about something. I don't even
He
know.
was tight.
He was tight about something. I don't even know
Yeah.
what it was. There wasn't even anybody near him. And I don't know. It was weird. And of course, seeing Lindgren go down was definitely tough to hear because, I was listening to it on the radio at the time. And I don't know. That was also a weird play. It just seemed like he was hit up against the boards, maybe a hyperextension of the knee. But he's the type of player who, when he does go down, it's not often he does. You see him take shots to the face easily, and then he's back on the ice for next shift. So he's a tough guy. So for him to go down, there's probably something wrong there. But like I said, tough guy. I think he'll certainly be back soon. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna try and look up any update.
Yeah, see if we have any updates there. And the Rangers will be off tonight, of course, and back in action at the Garden tomorrow, 7 o'clock against the Winnipeg Jets. So representing, another challenge against the league's best. And we talked about the schedule coming up. I believe it's Colorado on Thursday.
Mhm.
I believe in Colorado.
Don't we have Boston soon too?
Oh no. Boston on
Right.
Thursday. And then I think it's Saturday is the next game. Let's see here. So yeah, Saturday hosting the Panthers. And then is that because they don't have any. Oh yeah, they're done with back-to-back. So it must be, I think, Monday they go to Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it okay, is it Tuesday?
Are you blowing this right now?
No, because you know what the problem was? I was going league schedule versus their own schedule, which obviously we'll have it in 2 seconds.
So they're at home against
Colorado
Winnipeg
next Thursday. Yeah,
in Boston.
It's the Philly game
in Colorado. Yeah. Oh, that's so sick. To the Flyers, Torts.
Yeah, that's going to be great. So really, really excited about that. Isn't it crazy too? Colorado's ticket prices are so low. They're one of the best teams in the league. It seems like the stands are always packed. I don't know if it's like they're just like waiting for the playoffs, like to get routes.
I guess so, but you would think Rangers in Colorado, that's like a premier game right there, dude.
But maybe not though, because I don't know how many New Yorkers are living in Denver. I just feel like,
Yeah,
obviously
true.
New Yorkers are living everywhere, but I don't
Right.
think that's top on the list.
No, I would, but still, like for Avalanche fans,
Yeah,
like
it's a good matchup.
It's a great matchup, but
Yeah.
maybe because it's 9 p.m. on a freaking Thursday, huh?
Yeah, no, that could be.
Well, it's
That
9
could
p.m.
be.
our time, whatever. So 7 o'clock their time, but still
Yeah,
Thursday
7
night
o'clock.
game.
Nothing else further on Lindgren?
No, nothing. Just says
Okay.
he's listed as day-to-day still, so basically means no update. So
All right, and then we do have to update the picks.
all right,
Tony.
Friday, Saturday.
So let me know when you are ready there. And,
I got Friday up right here.
We'll start with you. All right, so Jets in the under.
I want to say this hit the under. Let's just double check. Over under was 5.5.
So
wow, so 1-1, dude.
Okay, Kings in the under.
3-1, dude.
Sabres in the over.
Let's see. Wow, 3-3.
Islanders in the under.
Oh, 3-5.
Rangers in the under.
6-6. No, sorry, 4-6.
Yeah. Devils in the over.
4-8.
Panthers in the under.
4-10.
Bruins in the over. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, 6-10.
Hurricanes in the under.
Oh my god, dude. 7-11.
Blue Jackets in the over. That definitely was 6.5.
Blue Jacket. What I say was 7-11.
Yeah. That would be 8-12 if it's 6.5. Yep.
8-12.
Flames in the under.
9-13.
Wild in the under.
10-14.
Stars in the under.
12-14.
Avalanche in the over.
13-15.
Predators in the under.
15-15.
Canucks in the over.
Oh my god, 15-17.
15-17. Okay, so let's update that.
What a terrible time.
So 15-17. So that's 140 and 128.
All right.
So let me just mark that down before I forget. 140, 128. All right, and then we'll go up to my picks here. And going into the weekend, I was 130 and 106. Jets in the under.
1-1.
Blackhawks in the over.
Wait, sorry, just in the under. It was 5-8. Yeah, 1-1. Blackhawks in the under.
Over. So 1-3. Red Wings and the over, which I think they lost. Oh no, they did win. Okay,
Red Wings in the over. So 2-4.
Islanders in the under.
2-6.
Rangers in the under.
3-7.
Coyotes in the under.
5-7.
Panthers in the over.
6-8.
Bruins in the under.
7-9.
Hurricanes in the under.
8-10. 8-10. Yeah.
Blue Jackets in the over. That was 6.5, like we said.
So it's 9-11.
9-11. Canadians in the under.
9-13.
Blues in the under.
11-13.
Stars in the over.
12-14.
Oilers in the over.
12-16.
Canucks in the under.
13-17.
And then Kraken in the under.
14-18.
14-18. So I think I said I was
that counts, right?
30,
yeah.
14-18, 32 games. Okay, so 130 and 106. So that's 144. And you said 13 and was it 13 or 14
and 18
and 18.
Yeah.
So 18. So 124. So it adds up.
It does.
Which is good.
Which is great.
So yeah, I lead 144 to 124. Only 2 games tonight, but then we'll have more games the rest of the week. So
wait, how many wins do you have?
144.
How many do I have?
140.
Oh,
yeah. So 4-game difference.
4-game difference.
But that it means it is time for a 2-game hockey frenzy here on Monday.
Could be short and sweet, baby, just like Josh likes it here. 8:30 p.m. We're starting late and not that often in Calgary here as they take on the Washington Capitals. Calgary minus 135. Dylan Strome, the point leader for Washington, and Nasem Kadri is the point leader for Calgary. Tickets as low as $7, which is pretty crazy here. The over-under is 6.5. Did I mention the Flames at minus 135? I think so. I don't know. Caps won this last time out in a shootout 3-2. Could be anyone's game here, I feel. Both teams on a 2-game win streak. What do you got, Brian?
Yeah, this is tough. Both teams probably not going to the postseason. But I guess just because, looking at this, some of both victories, the Caps have had better ones, I guess. Technically, just because Montreal is not that good, but obviously the Vegas one was impressive. So just because of that, just because the Caps won last time, and maybe they have a sliver of hope that they can win 90% of their games to get into the playoffs. I'm going to say the Capitals will win this game. We're going to say 4-3 overtime.
Wow.
And we're going to say Ovechkin, as he has done many times, the game winner. So Caps and the over.
Oh, that's so tough, dude. I'm definitely going Flames here. In terms of the over-under, it's so interesting because a lot of Flames recent games go on the over. A lot of Caps recent games go on the under. And the last time these two teams faced, it was an under game. Give me Flames and the under, dude. I say they win this game. I don't know, maybe 3-1 in regulation. Nothing crazy. Keeping it simple there. Moving on to our next and our final game here of this beautiful frenzy. Now it's 10 p.m. So many games here on Monday, March 18th. The Kraken taking on the Buffalo Sabres at the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. Seattle minus 115 here. Buffalo also minus here in the money line at 105. Over-under is at 5.5. The Kraken did beat the Sabres 5-2 way back in early January. Both two of these teams are coming off of 4-1 losses, but the Kraken have dropped 4 of their last 5. That's 4 in a row, specifically, actually. Last time they won was Winnipeg early March, 4-3. What do you think here?
Yeah, definitely give me the Kraken getting off the schneid, sweeping this season series. I like the under as well. That's why it's 5.5, but I'm not shy here. And I'm going to say the Kraken will defeat the Buffalo Sabres 3-1.
Oh, I know. So crazy here. I'm definitely going to go Sabres, I think. And you said the under?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, a lot of these games have been going under for the Kraken. A couple have gone under so far for the Sabres too. So I guess give me the Sabres winning this game. I don't know, 2-0 shutout. So Sabres in the under. Give me Sabres in the under, 2-0 shutout. What's up, bud?
Okay, so
And
that is your 2-game hockey frenzy.
Could be the first frenzy with no hat tricks, dude.
No hat tricks. Hate this slate, by the way. Just like, I mean, who's the most exciting team to even watch in this one?
I mean, that's so. Again, I don't even know.
No one's making the playoffs.
No one is, dude. Maybe Buffalo, you think, because they probably have, or maybe even Seattle. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Probably nobody.
Probably
honestly.
nobody, dude. What are we doing?
Again, Bettman, the schedule, botching it,
why,
Tony.
dude? Tuesday's a huge slate, obviously. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, at least we'll have that to look forward
But
to.
why do that? Why overload one day? Am I wrong? I feel like you overload one day, you're kind of probably gonna get less eyes on games.
And how about just look at the calendar?
Yeah,
competing with I don't even know if the NIT starts today, but it's the NBA.
Yeah,
there's nothing else on. March Madness doesn't even start till tomorrow.
I know.
This should be loaded. It's not. Especially and then scatter the games over the weekend when everybody's watching March Madness, of course.
Yeah,
that's not the case. And there'll be some good games to look at tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
excited for this Jets Rangers game. We'll see if we get any clarity, on the Lindgren situation as
so
well.
tough, dude.
What were you gonna say?
I was saying it's so tough, dude.
I know. But like we said, I think there is enough time for him to recover. That's for sure. But before we wrap up, let's just go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Throw deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
So the Yankees and the Mets, in action over the weekend. But I just did see some other news here. The Braves optioning last year All-Star pitcher Bryce Elder to the minors, giving Ronaldo Lopez the nod as the fifth starter. He signed a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Braves in November. Elder was great last year, first half 2.97, but seemed to fade in the second half, finishing with a 3.81 earned run average. At this point, though, hard to question anything that the Braves do because they always seem to be on top of it. You also have Miles Mikolas getting this nod as the Cardinals opening day starter, Jose Quintana, the Mets opening day starter, and Nestor Cortez drawing the start for the Yankees in Houston for opening day. And I believe, Tony, it's Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. is technically the official start of baseball season with the Dodgers and the Padres.
Yes.
And I also see on here Cohen saying he doesn't expect an Alonso deal this year. So letting him get to free agency, or do you think that is a precursor to an Alonso deal at the deadline, Tony?
I don't know. I mean, he was saying too that they did the same thing with Nimmo and his extension. They waited till after the season. They said, just like with Nimmo and Alonso, they want Alonso to be, focused on, his level of play this season, how he's going to do, don't have any distractions, and just know at the end of the year, that they're going to figure something out. So it seems like, I don't know, seems like he's more than confident that they're going to have him again and re-sign him. So, I mean, obviously do with that information what you will, but I will take his word for it.
Yeah. So, interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
We did have some spring breakout games over the weekend too, and those are the ones where they're showcasing each organization's top prospects. I don't even think they listed in the box score, but Spencer Jones hitting 2 home runs for the Yankees team, which was great to see.
And there we go.
Somebody that all of us fans are really excited about. And he could be the starting center fielder as soon as next season. Obviously depends on a couple of things, but of course, him progressing this year in the minors. And then we saw DJ LeMahieu on, I think, Saturday, follow a ball of his foot I guess X-rays are negative, but he's missed, the last couple of days. But I think he should be okay. But he's not someone I'm worried about. And to be honest, Tony, it sounds ridiculous, and I don't know who else, would, agree with me on this. But I kind of would rather start somebody from the minors, like Cabrera or Vivas or something. Like I don't like DJ. To me, like I said, I've kind of already packed it in. I feel you though have higher expectations than I do for him this year.
I know it's so tough if you want to think of it like that, as him taking away a starting position or at least a role for a younger player to come up. I don't know, man. I would give him one more chance.
No, I'm
dude.
saying give him the chance, but I'm saying
yeah.
it doesn't let's say he were to miss a couple weeks or something.
Yeah.
It wouldn't concern me at all. I would like to see the other guys get the opportunity.
Yeah.
When he's ready, he's ready.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, I mean, if he comes up, I mean, if someone does come up, I mean, that's great. And if DJ does well, that's also great. But like you said, it doesn't, I wouldn't be that upset if he does get hurt and ends up missing.
And it's a shame too, because Peraza is going to miss,
right.
I guess, the first 6 to 8 weeks, but he would have been perfect to be on the roster. I don't know, Vivas or a veteran gets for that backup infielder job.
But DJ, you said everything was negative, right? On the foot, right?
So it should be fine.
Okay.
And then Aaron Judge was supposed to play in games over the weekend. I guess he's just been doing some soft tossing stuff. Say they're taking it carefully. Hopefully they're not hiding anything.
What's his deal? Oblique or?
Yeah. Just that they're taking it slow. If it was regular season, to be out there. So hopefully there are no snags, especially because we already have him in 3 fantasy leagues, Tony. So, but I mean, I think if it was that he was going to not be ready for opening day, we would know by now.
I think so. Yeah,
think so. Should be okay there. We saw Stanton hit his first home run of the spring on Saturday.
About time.
So good to see that. I know he had a couple of hits the other day as well. So I think he's trending in the right direction. They did lose 12-6 to the Red Sox yesterday. So now 9-14 in Grapefruit League play. Will Warren and Clayton Beater kind of got knocked around a little bit. Beater pitched the final 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. And then Warren gave up 6 runs over 2 2/3 inning, but he did strike out 5, had a rough first inning, then kind of settled down. So, we'll see what happens there. And they are back in action at George M. Steinbrenner Field this afternoon. And starting lineup, you got Volpe, who's having an outstanding spring, hitting 368, leading off. Soto in right, batting second, hitting 300 with 4 homers, 10 RBIs this spring. Gleyber Torres, another strong spring here, 10 for 31, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. 323. Giancarlo Stanton batting cleanup. Like I said, homered over the weekend. Spring average up to 250. You got Verdugo in left batting 5th. Austin Wells batting 6th. He's had a nice spring, hitting 296 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. Trent Grisham batting 7th. Kevin Smith batting 8th, and Oswaldo Cabrera getting the start at first, batting 9th.
Wow.
And let's see here. I did look up, and I still just don't get why ESPN just doesn't show you his pitching. But Carlos Rodon getting the start, so again, a big opportunity for him to, just kind of give the Yankees and us fans confidence in him going into the season. I think he's had some decent success in the early going here in the spring. And you just hope that he builds on this, and this game will be televised on Yes as well. So for everyone who wants to sneak a peek there. Anything going on with the Mets, Tony? Any developments or anything you saw?
Nothing crazy. They're off today. Cardinals, I believe, tomorrow. Pitcher TBD. But yeah, dude.
Alvarez on fire.
Oh, yeah, he's having a great spring training, dude. Honestly, a lot of players are, and it does give you a little bit hopeful, dude.
Cohen sounded upbeat. They were playing some bites.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking about the roof, and then
he said too expensive.
Right. There'd be $800 million. But then the guy said if he wins the Powerball, he'll buy the roof or something. But it's you're not going to, I feel like it's one of those things you would never add a roof. It would have to be part of a new stadium.
Yeah. And they're not going to make a stadium. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, baseball around the corner. 1 week from Thursday will be at opening day, and 2 weeks from Friday will be at the Yankee home opener. So of course, jacked up for that.
Hell yes, brother.
Michael Bucket wants to know about March Madness Frenzy this week, and we will do the bracket selection, Michael. On
Frenzy,
Wednesday.
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not a frenzy, but we'll be a bracket selection.
Hell
and
yeah.
he says we talk some Steelers, some March Madness, and about the
shitty Lakers, and of course, roasted Tatum at the end.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
He does say greatest phone call ever.
There he is.
He does do a good job.
So that is outstanding stuff. And of course, tomorrow, we'll recap the couple NHL games, see if anything of interest happens in this Yankee game today. Hopefully, a great performance by Rodon, being that he'll start the second game of the season. And then, of course, a big frenzy for hockey as well.
Hell
and,
yeah, dude.
I'm sure a couple selections in the first four to sprinkle those in. And yeah, just an exciting time of year, Tony. That's for sure.
It really is, dude.
Any special message on the way out?
A special message. Live life, okay, dude? There's your message. Go out there. It's a beautiful day. Spread love, not hate. Michael Buckta.
There we are. There we are.
Go.
So good stuff there. And, we appreciate everybody today who tuned in and who continues to comment, like, and subscribe. Checking out all the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. Merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees. And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.